Boys and girls, today I'm going to share with you this story called Now and Then, The Modern Inventions of Benjamin Franklin by Gene Barretta. And the reason I wanted to share this particular story is because elections happened on Tuesday, and I thought this was a great way to celebrate our country and the founding fathers and think about some of the institutions that these people created for us hundreds of years ago that we still use today. The other aspect of Benjamin Franklin is not only did he contribute politically to our country and was involved in things like writing our Constitution, but he was also a lifelong inventor. And we are going to start looking at inventions and solving problems. And I wanted to show you how anybody can be an innovator and an inventor. It just takes going with your ideas and observing the world closely. All right, so here we go. Now and then. We think about Dr. Benjamin Franklin, to be precise, and we think about his many inventions. Inventions he originated more than 200 years ago. Now, if I was jotting vocabulary, the interesting words on this page are precise and originated. Precise, I think it means exact, and originated, original, so came from. So let me show you those pictures, and of course if I had a reading journal I would write those down, put my guess in, and then look it up after I was done with the book. Because readers like to know exactly what they're reading. It was as if Ben could see into the future. Almost everything he created is still around today. For instance, does anybody know? This would be a time to kind of predict what you know Ben Franklin invented. You can see into the future. Now, our newspapers are filled with illustrations. Ben was the first to print a political cartoon in America. The cartoon encouraged the American colonies to join together or die like the disconnected snake. So here, we have political cartoons today. They've been rampant with the election to help people see or visualize what could happen based on their choices. This is one of the ones that's famous. So he is in charge of the political cartoons. Now, bifocals are very common. Bifocals combine two sets of lenses into one pair of glasses. The bottom lens helps us see near, and the top lens helps us see far. So like what I'm wearing today. Thank you, Ben. Ben originally designed bifocals for himself after he grew tired of switching between two pairs of glasses. Now, our world relies on electricity. In the 18th century, many people still believed that lightning was an act of anger and punishment from God. Ben was one of the scientists who discovered the true nature of electricity and how to use it. He learned that lightning is electricity when he attached a small metal wire to the top of a kite and gathered electricity from a storm cloud. We don't advise you do that today. Not safe. Now, many buildings and homes use lightning rods to protect against lightning strikes. Ben invented the lightning rod and was the first to use it. The pointed iron rod acts like a magnet and grabs an approaching lightning bolt from the sky before it can strike the roof drop. The electricity then travels safely down a long wire into the ground. It prevents fires and keeps dangerous amounts of electricity away from the house. Pretty creative, this man. Always thinking. Now, this gadget goes by many names, such as the grabber. Everyone has seen one. It's the long stick that helps grab items from out-of-reach places. Ben invented the original device and called it a long arm because it worked like a very long arm. Now, swimmers and divers use flippers to move faster through water. Now, ships travel across the Gulf Stream to take advantage of the faster currents. Now, we understand and accept the benefits of vitamin C. Now, remember the Christopher Columbus? That he had trouble because of not enough vitamin C? Ben invented things even when he was a boy. He was an avid swimmer and built wooden flippers for both his hands and his feet. Ben measured, charted, and publicized the Gulf Stream during his 8 voyages across the Atlantic Ocean. Ben was an early promoter of eating citrus fruits to help prevent a disease called scurvy. Now, for a musical interlude, Ben invented the glass harmonica. He was able to create music by simply touching his wet fingers to a row of spinning glass bowls. Mozart and Beethoven were so moved by the sound that they composed for the instrument. Tuned glass bowls turn on a rod, wheels turning the glass bowls. The foot pedal makes the wheel turn around. Harmonica. Today, glass harmonicas are very rare. You are most likely to find one in a museum than in a music store. I had no idea that one existed. That's kind of cool. Now, our fireplaces are very efficient and easy to use. Ben improved on primitive fireplaces of his day when he designed the Pennsylvania fireplace, later renamed the Franklin stove. He built it with iron to contain the heat from a fire long after the logs were burned, so it also sat away from the wall to heat the room more evenly. The smoke ventilation was not perfect, but later inventors improved it. Before Ben's fireplace, indoor smoke could be suffocating. The Franklin stove, those wood-burning stoves we see today. Can you imagine all these things? Now, chairs come in all shapes and sizes. Ben designed 2 chairs that are still very useful. The writing chair combined a desk and a chair into one. The library chair was a combination chair and stepladder. Now, everyone has seen a rocking chair, but not many have seen Dr. Franklin's rocking chairs. Ben invented one rocking chair with a fan on top and one that churned butter. Oh my goodness. That seems a little awkward, but whatever. Now, every year we observe daylight savings time, which means we set our clocks ahead 1 hour in the springtime. As a result, it stays darker longer in the morning when most people are sleeping, and stays light longer at the end of the day so we can save more energy. In the fall, we return the clocks to standard time. Ben suggested this idea in one of his essays as a way to save money by burning fewer candles. Farmers could also gain more work time in the evenings. Daylight savings time was not officially practiced until World War I, more than 100 years later. As for clocks, Ben designed the first clock with a second hand. All these things that we take for granted, he thought were innovative, right? You never know when you're going to solve a problem. Now, every automobile has an odometer to measure the distance it travels. Ben invented the odometer when he was Postmaster General so he could measure his postal routes. Now, almost every large community includes a library, a hospital, a post office, a fire department, and a sanitation department. Ben lived in a city that had none of these establishments, so he helped organize the first of each. Not kidding, you guys. Post offices, hospitals, libraries, everything we take for granted, Ben thought would help his community. Thus, he is a founding father. Now, and then, we owe thanks to Ben for his important inventions, but many would agree that his greatest accomplishment came in the form of documents that help shape the world. Ben had a pivotal role in developing America's Constitution, the Treaty of Alliance with France, and Treaty of Peace with England, and the Declaration of Independence. It's remarkable that one man could achieve so much in a lifetime. He has certainly helped to form the modern world. So, busy man, constantly thinking, constantly creating, constantly innovating. Will his contributions help to form the future? Oh, I wonder, And that is the end of my book, Now and Then. I hope you learned something about Benjamin Franklin, our founding fathers, and I hope it inspires you to take all your good ideas for solving problems we have today and becoming a clever inventor. Bye.